So yeah, we do. How do I even start this video?
I don't know. We're talking about whether we think Marinette's going to choose a new set of heroes or keep the old set.
Yeah, but I still need to do an intro, but it's kind of weird doing it live. I'll never get used to that.
Well, do you have any ideas on how to start it? Like, do you have like a formal thing? Like I have the same thing. I say the same thing every time.
I do, but it sounds weird when there's someone watching. I don't know.
I feel the same way. It's super awkward, but
But basically,
it's okay.
what I always say is just, hey you guys, what's up? It's your homegirl TVC, and then I just say the topic. So in this case is, will Marinette choose a new set of Miraculous owners or keep the old one? And joining me today is, I almost said Adrian. Aiden from Cartoon Apocalypse. God, this is an interesting intro.
I mean, I think that works pretty well.
I'm not gonna edit much of this intro, so just start talking.
Oh, we've already started?
Yeah. We started a while ago.
Oh, I thought you were saying this is what I think we should do. Okay. Hey, it's me. I'm back again.
Guess who's back? Na, 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 back again. But yeah, Aiden is joining us today to talk about a bunch of stuff. Knowing how our collabs go, we'll be talking for 45 minutes and barely stick to the point.
Right. I remember that. That was a lot of editing.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But in this case, our starting topic is, will Marinette Dupeng Chang pick a new set of Miraculous owners or stick with the old one? Aiden, you have the floor.
Well, here's the thing about it, right? I don't know what side to take, because part of me wants to see new heroes, but the other side of me is like, well, we've spent 3 seasons just building up these new heroes, and to just throw it all away seems like a big waste. Is that just me?
No, you're 100% right. I got a comment the other day, I can't remember, in my video where I said, will Marinette take back the Cat Miraculous, where someone said what they would prefer to see is if Marinette switches it up, like Chloe will get the Fox Miraculous, and Kagami will get, I don't know, was it Kagami will get the Bee Miraculous? Or another Miraculous, like Marinette would just switch it around so Hawkmoth wouldn't know who is who. So you keep the old owners, but they're just using new powers.
That's a good idea. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, like Nino uses the snake and Luca uses the turtle. That's interesting as well. But I also believe that now that all these old heroes, I was going to say new heroes because they're still new in my mind. Like Kim just got his Miraculous like 2 episodes ago, and now it just got taken away from him.
Right.
So I believe that they're gonna focus on the other half of the class, because we still have people like Milan, Ivan. I think those are the only ones left that haven't gotten a Miraculous. Nathaniel, Sabrina,
Rose, Julika.
oh fuck, there are a couple of them. So yeah, there's still a few people that can still get Miraculouses, and like I argued, Hawkmoth knew Kagami was the Dragon Miraculous, but Marinette still gave her Miraculous, so that cannot really stop Marinette unless the general public knows. Marinette can still give these people their Miraculouses again. But it could be argued again that the reason why Marinette gave Kagami was because she wanted to separate her from Adrian, which leads to the fact that, yeah, she made a poor choice that day. I think that was Love Eater? Yeah, Love Eater.
Yeah, that's a fair point. There's definitely going to be new Miraculous holders in Season 4. And I think if I had to pick one, I would say, like, switch them around. Keep the same holders, but just swap their Miraculous, because that seems like something... Like, as Season 3 progressed, that seemed like a very big thing that was introduced as far as, like, letting other users or, like, other people use different Miraculouses and switching it up a bit. And so I think that was sort of like a warm-up to what's to come, because I don't know, what else are they going to do? They're going to run out of people, and the cast that we have right now is really memorable, and I'd be sad if we just saw it all disappear. So I definitely think we will be seeing some reoccurrence of Alia and Nino, with the exception of Chloe, because I don't think we'll be seeing Chloe, especially since they did confirm that we would be seeing a new Queen Bee.
Really?
So
when did this happen?
yeah, I'm just excited. Yeah.
That's not fair.
I can't remember, but it was a little bit of time ago. Here's the image. They were showing around some kids around the studio, and I think it was on Twitter or something. Oh wait, no, I remember. There was this kid interviewer, and on Twitter she was saying like, oh, we got to see some of this stuff, and then this image came along with it, and they had said like a new Queen Bee is confirmed. So we got this very weird angle of a new Queen Bee. So we know for a fact that we will be getting a new Queen Bee.
I swear on God, if Lila is the new Queen Bee, I am quitting this show. No question.
I think that's very unlikely.
But that's the thing, as far as, well, I won't say as far as, but from Marinette's point of view, as recently as Ladybug, I think, she thinks Lila has turned over a new leaf, because she doesn't know what Adrian did. So she might still think, oh, let me give her a chance. And that will be their downfall, because I feel like Lila is more vicious than Hawkmoth in terms of taking these people down.
Right. I would really be sad if Lila got a Miraculous, but I would think that Marinette is a little more smart than that. But I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Marinette will be in a pinch and is like, okay, I need to give you one.
Exactly. It might be another Heroes Day. Well, not Heroes Day, but kinda. The finale for season 1, 2, and 3 so far have all been... No. Season 2 and 3 so far have been like Heroes Day, where, oh, we need to get all the Miraculouses. But in season 2, it was, oh, we need to all come together to fight Hawkmoth. But now it's, oh, all the holders came together to fight us. So I believe trusting Lila will be the beginning of the end for Marinette, if that ever happened.
Yeah, and especially since Marinette's the new, like, master of the Miraculous, she has no one to, like, go to for advice. So if she messes up, that's it. Like, there's no going back.
Yeah, so that's a lot more responsibilities on her, and now it's just a ticking time bomb for us to wait for when she eventually loses her memories, because we all know it's coming. Like, as soon as Master Fu did that, the entire fandom just collectively went, oh shit, Marinette's gonna lose her memories. And it's just like, I hope the power of love between her and Adrian is strong enough to bring it back.
Here's the thing with that. Do we think that, because I mean, yeah, she will lose her memories eventually, but is that something we're going to be focusing on? Because that's a long time coming. I think that'll not happen probably in the view time of the show.
Yeah, but what I am worried about is if it's kind of like, I didn't sign up for this shit. I didn't sign up to one day lose my memories, because Marinette has so many memories, and Master Fu was basically isolated for so long that him losing his memories was just basically him forgetting he was in the temple and Ways being his Kwame. But Marinette has her friends, her family. Like, she has a lot more to lose when she, or if, I don't know, she might die being the holder, but if she loses her memories, it just sucks. And I just watched it and I was like, Marinette didn't sign up for this. I was offended on her behalf.
Yeah, Marinette's, I mean, I guess she sort of went through that whole thing like, oh, I don't want to be the superhero back in the Origins episode, but eventually she came back to it. So even if she was like, okay, I'm done with superhero stuff, I don't think she could fully quit. I think she'd end up going back to it. But as far as like, I think they'll definitely do something to make it so she doesn't lose her memories. If we ever got to that point in the show where it was like, oh, we're seeing them in the future.
I think she'll have, because I think in season 3, I still haven't watched it in English by the way, but from the subtitles, I think she left a message for her future self or her past self, or in case she loses her memory, she also wrote something down and kept it in a locker like that. So I believe that if she ever became like a holder and actually gave up the Ladybug Miraculous, she'd still be like the master in charge of it and who gets to use it. Or maybe, who knows, Miraculous will end with them like freeing the Kwamis and breaking all the jewelries because, oh no, Hawkmoth or other people like Lila are constantly getting hold of the Miraculouses and is creating more villains than solving problems. So they just decided to get rid of the whole magical system, a la Star versus the forces of evil. But in this case, it was actually a good decision.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that personally. I feel like, because when you just end up breaking everything and it's like, okay, no more of this because it was bad, it just feels like the show, for me personally, it feels like the show, there wasn't a point of the show.
That's what just pissed me off with Star
I know that
versus.
that's obviously...
It's just like, so everything was just pointless, basically. Or you just did not know how to fix this colossal problem that you just took away the source of it. But in the case of Miraculous, I can see it being done as the noble thing, because the Kwamis still exist and maybe the Kwamis can choose who to possess to be a holder, but just having the jewelries and being able to control the Kwami will just maybe no longer be a thing.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I just hope they don't go that route. They totally could, but I'm just hoping that there's like they defeat Hawkmoth and it's like, yay, we're all good now or something. But that also brings up an interesting point. What were the villains that they were fighting beforehand? Because the Miraculouses were created for some reason. Were they just using them for combat between like humans, or was there some super villain kind of thing that was using a different, like, I don't want to say another form of Miraculous, but like just some other evil entity?
Oh.
Like, what were they fighting beforehand? Like, that's something that we don't know.
Sorry, you were asking if why were the Miraculouses created? Hello?
It's like right at the same sentence. It's like, and then it cuts out.
Why? Are you asking why were the Miraculouses created? The Miraculous creation. Are you asking why they were created?
Yes, that is what I was asking.
Well, from what Alia gathered, it basically explained the fact that Miraculous holders kind of were everyday heroes like Hercules, I don't know, Athena, I don't know. No, not Athena, Hera? I don't know. But even in the Miraculous world, you see instances of Ladybug and Cat Noir like stopping a rogue bus or from hitting a child or something. Or even when Queen Bee messed up with that train, they kind of stopped it. Even though it was caused by a Miraculous holder, they still do like stuff that is more taxing for the police to do. So the Miraculouses were created for good, to help humans with problems that are probably too big for them, and then like evil people got their hands on it.
Right. Well, here's the thing. That brings up another question. Like, I think the way the show is heading is something's going to happen with the current Hawkmoth. Then Hawkmoth is going to be passed down to Lila, presumably, or Felix. People like to argue. Like, is that cycle just going to continue? Because eventually Hawkmoth is going to be defeated again, no matter who it is. So then what comes after that? Is it just like a never-ending Hawkmoth cycle?
Free
I don't know. We probably won't ever see past that.
Free Nuru. If you free Nuru, this whole thing is solved.
Right.
Because, I don't know, I can't remember the cartoon, or I don't know if I'm just being delusional, but I think there was a show where I think the superpower being connects to the owner and then grants them the power. Or maybe it is Miraculous, but it's just, I feel like the Kwamis would work so much better if they were allowed to choose who their owners would be, or they'd be like, oh, this person is in trouble, let me show myself to this random civilian so they can help. Yeah, it sucks, but it works. Can you hear me? You're
cutting out.
Okay. I just basically said the Kwamis should be allowed to choose who the owner is. Like, if something bad was happening and the Kwamis were autonomous, they could just be roaming around. If there's a problem, they could just go to any random civilian and say, hey, I can grant you the power of this thing. Yeah, it sucks because they're no longer tethered to one owner, but I just feel unless they break the cycle, there will always be a new Hawkmoth, like you said. It would just be a never-ending cycle.
You know, that's a really cool concept. Having these magical little beings floating around and readily accessible whenever needed. That's a really cool idea. I like that idea. Which I think if they ever came down to like freeing all the Kwamis and breaking all the spells or whatever, like that's something that I think would be the next best thing, because it would still give the Kwamis a purpose and it wouldn't remove the lore. It would just be a different kind of idea. And I think if they're doing something big like destroying all the Miraculouses, that's what they need to do to still keep the lore. I think if I had to choose between like the current system and the system that you just proposed, I would choose the current system because it allows us to get attached to characters. But in the event that they were like, okay, we do need to break these Miraculous because we don't want any more evildoers, then I think your option is the next best thing to go to instead of just saying, oh, the Kwamis are gone. No more Kwamis. I think that's a much better idea than just destroying everything and saying it's gone, just like what Star Versus did. I feel like Magic is completely different from Kwamis, but I think that Star Versus just ended so poorly. I don't know, it just didn't leave me satisfied. And I feel like if Miraculous went the same way, I would feel unsatisfied again. But knowing that the Kwamis are still back and helping out, I think that would make me a bit more satisfied with an ending over them just disappearing at all.
Yeah, I wasn't saying they should disappear because you can't really get rid of like creation and destruction. Tiki will always exist and Plague will always exist. But if they're no longer tied to a Miraculous, they no longer have the fear of, oh, maybe if they run into a bad owner, they can just nope out of there, like Nuru or something like that. Like, I just want Nuru to be free, and that's really the only reason why I'm proposing this. So they still exist because they cannot not exist, but now they're really free. They're not just tied to a jewelry. They can go places and see places and experience things and help more people, which will be a kind of bittersweet note to end on, if you think about it. Whereas, they all have to say goodbye to these creatures they loved so much and they've become attached to, but it's not the end. It's just new chapters in everyone's lives. Kind of like how Aladdin ended, where the genie is free and he can roam around, but he could always come back if he wants to.
Right.
Oh boy. I have not eaten dinner yet.
Have you heard of the Lost Kwamis?
No, I have not.
I'll send you the article. But basically,
okay.
Thomas and Jeremy Zag were they were discussing things for season 5, and then they quote say Marinette traveling the world seeking for the lost Kwamis. So it's sort of interesting, because is that going to be a season 5 thing, or is that going to be one of the special things? Because we've heard of the New York special, the Halloween special, the Chinese legend special, which actually he just revealed today actually that they were in China for they were investigating different things, looking for backgrounds. I can send you that article as well. But it's just it's showing that they are really pushing this idea of going around the world and stuff.
So maybe season 5 will just be them, going to New York, going to China, but again, is it just a Marinette thing, or is Adrian going to be there? Will she have the horse Miraculous, whenever there's a problem, she'll just transport to Paris and solve it? Or will season 5 not have Hawkmoth? They defeat Hawkmoth in season 4, but there's a greater evil looming. So in season 5, Marinette has to go and get all these things to become stronger and then come back. Or she ran away from Paris due to the events of season 4, and that's what made her have to travel around the world to get more knowledge and experience and stuff like that. And Adrian would have to take care of things in Paris while Marinette is gone. So many interesting things can actually come up from this. I actually thought I'd be against Marinette traveling out of Paris, but now that I think about it, it's interesting. Creators don't often like detaching their characters from like where they are, like that location that they're at, that's where the story begins and ends.
Right. Well, I think this is more of like a special kind of thing. Like, it's not like a they're gonna stay here forever, but who knows if it really picks off and they really do want to go more places. I think it's definitely something that they could do. But so far, all the talk of them like going to New York and going, you know, for this Chinese legend thing, it's all more been talk for like special episodes where it's like a one-time thing versus they're doing this a lot.
Or it could be like a 4-part
if
special.
you think about it, they've really been expanding their horizons with this show, because like Can't Belong, for example, like we saw different shots of like the moon, so they modeled the moon. So what if they end up going to the moon and they modeled like England in the Star Train episode? They modeled parts of England, so
yeah.
I mean, odds are they're going there because they already put in the work for it. So I don't know, they definitely could like go around the world more.
Yeah, they're actually putting in effort to like test the waters and going places, and I think Star Train was one of the first times they actually really put in the effort to try and, okay, we're gonna go to another place and we're gonna try and model somewhere that isn't Paris. And Star Train was one of the best received episodes of season 3, so yeah, maybe that positive reception really got them going, like, oh, we can actually take our characters places, okay, let's research China and all that stuff. Because from what I've only heard of Marinette going to like China. The New York one was more in a comic, so I didn't know if that was greenlit or if that would be an eventuality in like the cartoon show.
They also had a Halloween special idea, but they
Like the
put that
Christmas
on
special.
hold. It was just like the Chinese legend, so.
Yeah, I think the Halloween special will just end up
And
being
then they
like the
also-
Christmas special.
Okay, and then they also had a talk of like a Brazilian Miraculous holder.
Oh
And
wow.
I can't remember where they brought it up. It was, where did they bring it up? Oh, through an Instagram post? Is that what it was? I don't know. But yeah, so they did talk about doing more holders around the world, and I think that's sort of where the Lost Kwamis play into, because it's like, well, if they're putting Miraculous holders around the world, like where are they getting these Kwamis? Because obviously Marinette's going to keep her stash, but if there's these Lost Kwamis, she can go give the Lost Kwamis owners.
Huh.
Or, I said that wrong. Didn't I?
It'll be like, oh god, I can't even think of something, but you know there are shows where the protagonist basically goes to this town or this place and like solves the problem. I don't know, maybe like Scooby-Doo, I guess. They go to this place, Marinette goes to this place, tries and figures out what's wrong, solves the problem, gives this person a Kwami and moves on. Or maybe, I don't know why My Little Pony came to mind, but basically stuff like that. If she goes to Brazil, maybe she finds the Brazilian Miraculous holder, or she finds a Brazilian Kwami, or something along that line. I can't predict, but I'm actually interested now. I'm intrigued. I want to know where they take the idea, because I have faith in Thomas and Jeremy like 50% of the time. The other 50%, I just don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah. So I feel like they have two different people writing it. They have people writing good episodes and then people writing bad episodes. It's weird.
Yeah, and I don't know who is more like the creative powerhouse. I don't know if it's Jeremy that's doing the bulk of the lifting, or if it's like Thomas, or if it's just they just work really well together. Because from what I hear, Jeremy is who creates all the hypes and everything, but Thomas wants to keep things hush hush and let things be more of a surprise. So I can understand the dueling natures of both of them.
Well, you know the movie, like the Miraculous movie that they're working on?
Oh yeah, whatever happened to that?
Well, they've been, putting out more teasers and stuff for it, but that's completely Jeremy's movie. So we'll be able to see, like, what Jeremy has in mind when he's doing stuff with Miraculous versus maybe one where it's a combined effort. So we'll clearly see the difference between Jeremy's writing style and then some other people's writing styles, because the movie's all Jeremy.
Huh. I haven't heard like much like is it gonna be animated, live action, when's it coming out? Because I heard it was supposed to come out like what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's been in production for a while, and I plan on making a video where it's like everything we know about the movie. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So I do have to do more research to gather everything that we know. But for now, it is confirmed to be animated.
Okay, yeah. Just keep me posted. Maybe they'll even do it in 2D. Who knows? Anime style. Who knows?
As much as I would love that, it's not going to be, because we have already seen a couple images and stuff, and the animation actually looks really good. So here is some bits of like news, you could say, and then they also posted like this Marinette, or it wasn't Marinette, it was Ladybug, this animated Ladybug, and the animation looked really good.
Yeah, you're really testing my network right now with all these links, but I'll definitely check it out. If it's interesting, I might actually make a video about it, like what I hope would happen, maybe what I think would happen. Speculation is fun, but yeah, it's like I gotta end this video here. I've wanted to talk about your whole Let's Make a Cartoon series because it looks so cool. But like final words, do you want to talk about your cartoon?
Like the one that I've been doing in the stream?
Yeah, like, well, it's not a weekly stream, but you've done it like as of recording this video 2 weeks in a row.
Right. Well, we've only done one stream, so it's been fun. And so but we don't really know where we're going. We just have a basic concept. Did you watch that video of like the highlights of the stream? Did you watch that video, or do you have no idea what's going on?
No, I watched it. I actually started watching your stream, but then you said the highlight was coming. Then I was like, okay, I'll wait for that. And I literally, I think I screamed at my screen 3 times because there were so many things that were going on in the stream that I wish I was there. Like I love the concept of the whole different dimension things, because at first when it was mentioned I was like, I'm getting so much Star Versus vibe, but then as soon as you watch like at least 2 more minutes you realize, okay, this is like completely different. The whole idea of a book, tearing the book, switching places, like it was just so creative. The villain, the only thing I don't vibe with is the fridge and I just don't know why. Because it's like there has to be so many variables in place. Did the villain bring the fridge to their house? Did he have a garage sale in one dimension, in the other dimension he sold it, or did he just, or was he at the house when he gave them the fridge, or maybe when they bought the fridge? I don't know. And he was at the house, and since both souls are connected, he will convince the 2 protagonists, hey, check the fridge, there might be something in there. And I don't know how you perfectly time them taking the book at the same time. How would the parents who bought the fridge not notice there's a book in it? I don't know why the fridge just rubs me the wrong way. And it's like out of everything else that was said, I don't know why it's the fridge that just gets me. But
it is still a concept, so we might end up trashing the fridge.
There was a comment I read on the live stream. Somebody gave an idea. It was kind of Danny Phantom-ish, but basically that the dad was working on a portal and they took their daughter, I don't know if a son or daughter, but probably daughter's notebook, and tried to throw it through the portal, but it didn't work. The book just drops. But what the dad didn't know was that the book split in two. So when he went to give his daughter back the book, it actually appeared in another dimension. And I was like, but I actually read that comment before I watched your entire recap video. So the whole time that person's idea was in my head as you guys were talking of refrigerators. But yeah, I love the entire concept of the cartoon.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I think the stream that's going on tomorrow is going to focus again on building up the idea, like the story concept. Like it's basically going to be very similar to the first stream. And then once we get a solid understanding of sort of like what our idea is and what we want to have happen. Then we're going to move on to like talking about the different characters and designing those, and then doing all this stuff. But yeah, I have gotten a lot of people send me stuff and like here's some ideas and all this stuff, and it's just been really fun, and I've really enjoyed making it.
I'm gonna try to make it to like tomorrow's stream. Well, definitely this video is not gonna come out before then, but I would love to be in on the like character creation aspect of it. The other thing that I'm really interested to see is how you guys will go about making two people fall in love, but only through words, because I don't think they'll be able to see each other, so they have to at least find the other person appealing through words alone. So that will create some really interesting story dynamics. Maybe they just talk to each other with what's happening through their day, and that's how they connect. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I was trying to think about, because like you have to think about it from the viewer perspective as well, because the viewers aren't necessarily going to want a whole lot of time, like one season max of them solo, but eventually the viewers are going to want to see these two characters together and physically talking to each other. Otherwise it's just going to get kind of boring, I think. So we're going to have to introduce something, and I haven't exactly thought about it, but that's hopefully something that we'll come up with tomorrow. But
well, you have a resident...
everything's subject to change. We haven't.
Yeah, well, you have a resident romance novel expert, so I would happily do the research, like read stories where the entire plot is like two people not seeing each other, because that was just so interesting. Like, how do you make people that cannot see each other or touch each other just fall in love? Because that means your dialogue has to be on point. Your game of telling story has to just be good.
Yep.
So
I don't know how it's gonna work, but we're gonna make it work somehow.
Yeah, and you have like 100,000% of my support all the way. Who knows? Maybe after you finish fleshing everything out, you can start a Kickstarter, and I will be in charge because of nepotism. I think I used that word correctly.
Yeah, I would definitely like to make this an actual show, but odds of it happening are very low, but we'll see.
Hey, no negativity. You guys will finish writing everything. You have a bomb pilot, and you can just get it crowdfunded. I think there was another cartoon reviewer who did a Kickstarter for a cartoon. Hamoda and Nepson? Yeah, Skyward Wing.
Huh.
He got it fully funded and everything.
You know what? If we got it fully funded, I would 100%, go for it. Because that's something that's on my bucket list. Like, I don't want to, pursue this as an actual thing. Like, going to college just to get a degree in animation, just to make one show. Because there's a lot that goes into it. Like, people have to, start from the bottom. Like, Dana Terrence, the creator of The Owl House, she didn't start off... Alex Hirsch was lucky, but Dana Terrence wasn't as lucky. So she started off as, a storyboarder, and eventually made her way up through the chain of command to, be the owner of a show. But
yeah, I think Alex Hirsch just got it out of college.
Go through all that.
That's one thing Alex had going for him. Like, he just graduated and just got a show handed to him.
Right. Disney went to him. Disney was like, hey, we want you to make a show. So if Disney was like, hey, we want you to make this show, I would gladly accept. But
yeah,
I don't know what the odds of that are.
I think they saw his credentials and they were like, you're good, we want you to make a show for us. And now his show is like one of the most memorable shows. Hell, he ended the show before everybody, even the network, wanted him to. So in this case, I actually agree with what you said, because you go to school, you study, and when you study, you have to fight to get accepted, like internships, and then after that you have to start working, but they're just not gonna give you a job. You're gonna have to spend years working for other people, helping other people make their cartoons, and by the time you get your own, hell, you might have put some of your ideas in other people's cartoons, so you won't even have any fresh or new ideas. So I just believe it's best to just directly be able to do it, because there's nothing stopping you. You have the idea, you have so many people just dying for it, in love with it. So if you can finish it, and all these people that helped you would obviously want to support you make it, because they also made it. I don't see anything wrong with that. The only issue you'd have is maybe hiring animators and storyboarders to kind of bring your vision to life. and writers.
Exactly. Right. I think if I had infinite money, I would definitely make it happen.
I think the good thing will be after all you guys get everything done, your story acts and everything, you just write like 3 episodes and just try and get those 3 episodes out. Like maybe episode 1 will be free and then you have to pay for 2 and 3, and depending on how much you make, you can maybe make the next episode. But hey, episodes don't take like what, a week to make. They're not, I don't know, storytime animators. Even they take like a month to get a video out. So it just depends on what quality you want the cartoon to be.
Right, that's also a fair point. So I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but yeah, we only had 1 episode stream, so like it's
And
still
I
in the
see so
very
much
early
potential.
stages of development.
So yeah, I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you, Aiden, so much for joining me through all the technical
Thanks for having me.
difficulties. Yeah, if you guys want to,
no problem at all.
if you guys want to see more, you can check out his channel. It'll be linked below. Check out his cartoon series. It's really good. I'm already obsessed with it. This is the first time I've ever heard Aiden sound excited for anything. He's such a monotone individual, but he was laughing and giggling throughout that stream. I thought I was witnessing a different person.
Dang.
You were giddy. I've never seen you giddy.
There were some points in there where I was super excited.
Yeah, it was a joy to watch. So yeah, check that out. Thanks for so much for clicking to watch. But with that being said, this is TVC. Mwah. Signing out.